Hello, welcome back to our channel Teaching and Learning. In this channel, we mainly talk about IELTS practice, English language, and business communication. Today, in this video, I'm going to talk about how the correct form of language may not work properly. Even though you are using the correct words and sentences, but it does not work. Do you think that way sometimes? I am trying to make you understand by giving some of the examples in relation to this, context. Whenever people learn language in higher level, there are, the things that they study in language. For example, language in structure level, language in phonological level, language in meaning level. Whenever we use language, even though the sentences are correct, even though the words are correct, but they are not that much appropriate in the context. So let me give you one example over here in this context, and which may be one of the bigger response to those teachers and facilitators and those learners who always are dying for the correct use of language. Teachers, they encourage, they motivate their learners to use absolutely correct use of language from the very beginning, which is almost impossible. Why don't people understand? Why don't teachers understand regarding this? This is a very serious phenomena, especially in schools and colleges. The child comes to the schools and he starts his second language learning. For example, in the context of India, Nepal, China, and Japan, the child comes to school and start to learn English language as a second language or foreign language, since English language is an international language. What the teachers and learners, create a kind of scenario where they have to use the correct form of language. And using language correctly from grammatical point of view, from word level, words, vocabularies point of view, from pronunciation point of view is almost impossible. These things plays very vital role. A teacher should understand these things and should not impose the learners to speak only correct form, to use only correct grammar, to use only correct pronunciations, which is almost impossible or very difficult job. The learners also should not put himself into the pressure to grab, to learn, and to practice the absolutely correct form of language. If we do that things, then even in learning for 5 years or 10 years, it is very difficult to speak naturally, to speak in a very practical way, to speak for day-to-day purposes. There is a very popular quotation in some of the South Asian countries that a learner of English language cannot demand a cup of tea in a restaurant even after completing his master's degree in English grammar or literature. Why does this happen then? This happens because we do not practice and learn language in context, in situation, in day-to-day purposes. What we do is we practice theory, we look for the very absolute form of language, and we always check where are the mistakes of our learners also. So that creates a big problem in our teaching learning process. So in day-to-day use of language also, only the correct form may not work always. The appropriate form, suitable structure, form means structure, suitable vocabulary and pronunciation might be the correct one rather than the absolutely correct form which is assigned, which is referred by the grammar books and other books. So this plays a vital role in language learning. I was talking to give you one example to justify these things over here. So the thing is, let me give you one scenario, okay? A father comes back from his office, his house, and when he entered to his house and in the meeting room, his 7 years old child is watching TV. All the things are laying down on the ground. So rooms looks like a mess, and it is also very dirty. The pieces of papers, the things, the pieces of foods and garbage is everywhere. And once the father wants to go to bathroom for the refreshment and he tries to get his towel is also laying down on the ground. And pointing towards the towel, the father asks his son, "Hello, what is this?" Then the son comes towards towel hesitantly with some sort of fear inside and projects his face very innocent in front of his father and put up the towel and says, looking at his father's face, says, "I'm sorry." Look at this is very interesting and funny and realistic thing also. Father asks his 7 years old son, "What is this?" But his son says, "I'm sorry," rather than saying this is towel. So, when father approached to his sons and asked, "What is this?" What is the answer of son? "Hello, Dad. Don't you know this is a towel? You don't have any idea? I know I am 7 years old. I know this is towels. You are 40 years old. You do not have any idea regarding this." How funny. So if son respond that way, then what is the reaction of the fathers? Obviously not good. So when the father points towards towel and asks, "What is this?" and the son should say, according to the correct form, "This is towel," but he doesn't say so. What he says is, he picks up the towel and looks at his father's face and says, "I'm sorry, Dad." Sometimes whenever people are asking one question and we need to answer in a very different way, rather than what the people say that this is the correct form. So nobody can say that whenever we pointing the towel, and at that time nobody is going to say, "What is this?" and this is "I'm sorry," rather than this is towel. Okay. So why don't we change the perspectives of teaching, learning of English language? These things plays very vital role. Well, there are many pressures whenever we teach and whenever we learn English language, but we laugh. And these things always encourage you. Even the environment, context, and situation is not appropriate for you, you laugh and you go ahead. You continue your journey. You keep on. Even the scenario, situations may not work properly. Thank you very much. I hope you have understood the thing, how important the appropriateness is whenever we practice English language. Even the teachers and students should, focus to the appropriate use of English language whenever we learn and whenever we teach it. And even in our day-to-day use of English language, we have to work hard. We should also think for the situation to whom we are speaking, where we are speaking, and what is the scenario and what is the subject matter. This plays very vital role, rather than looking at the grammar books and list of vocabularies and their literal meaning over there may not work. I'll give you one more example over here. So look at the scenario. A boyfriend sells his motorbike to offer a gold ring for his girlfriend or beloved. And he sells his motorbike and he buys the gold ring, and they have a date, and they are sitting in the garden, and the boy says, "Hello, dear, I have a small gift from my side for you." So here, look at the sentence. The boyfriend says, "I have a small gift for you." How does that gift come from? Where it come from? Obviously, he has bought it by selling his motorbike. And he says that this is a small gift. What do you think? Is it a small gift or big gift? It is a small contribution. It is a very minimum kind of attachments, or very really a good or higher level attachment in their love of here. So the boy sells his motorbike that he needs every day, morning and evening, for the gold rings. It may not be that much important for his girlfriend, but he says this is a small gift for you. So what does it mean, small in English? Minimum, low value, minor thing. But how can that gold ring becomes a small thing for him? Think about it. And why don't you think this way whenever you are learning English language? The benefits behind this is, you start to make your English use personal. You start to make your English use for every day. English become a part of your life. I always highlights that why don't you make a part whenever you are learning second language. Otherwise, even after spending so many years, the language is not going to support you in your daily and professional life. Thank you very much for this video, and I hope you'll apply these things whenever you practice your English language. Try to make it more practical. It's a part of your life and everyday practice. So never die, never run, always for correct use of language. Why don't you make mistakes? Why don't you follow the pattern of the child, how he acquires his first language? That is the natural way of learning language. I suggest these things to so many my students and my colleagues and my friends, but they are not happy because people are looking for the accurate formula-based language use. They are looking to use language as a mathematics, but it is not possible. This is the behavioral science, and language is a part of life. Language is a part of psychology. Language is a part of human behaviors. Language is a part of attitudes and perception. What we think, what we believe, how we behave. These all things come together in language. So it is more art, less science. Thank you very much. Feel very comfortable whenever you use English language, whenever you speak in English language. Make it as more practical and enjoy with English. Thank you very much. Please do not forget to put comment on the comment box. What do you think regarding this video, and what sort of videos you really want to watch in future? Please give me some comments. That encourage me to make another video, so that we can make an online community and we can support each other. And this teaching and learning channel becomes the platform where people can practice their language, and it is just the means through which we can promote our English language. Thank you very much.